15 years ago, Dale Earnhardt raced his famed black number 3 into turn 4 on the final lap of the Daytona 500. He would not make it out the other side. It was NASCAR's darkest hour, and even still, all these years and laps later, the void he left behind resounds.
When he died, the reaction that I saw from the fans blew me away. I had no idea that he had that far of a reach. The fact that people still have that emotion, still miss him, that blows me away. I'm glad that it's like that. I don't want him to be forgotten, and I'm proud of who he was. If I never do another thing in this sport, what matters to me is that his legacy stays that way.
Junior admits now, the legend his father built on blue-collar will and uncanny street smarts produced a difficult legacy to follow.
I was trying to race in the Charlotte race in 1997. We crashed in practice before we qualified. We didn't have a backup car, so I was bummed out, thinking my career was over. My buddies got a couple beers, and we sat there and just started drinking, and Dad come busting in the back door. He said, "Come here." So we walked back to the door and sat on the back porch. We had about an hour-and-a-half long conversation, and that was the only conversation I ever had with my dad about life.
What did he say?
He was reassuring me that if I was to show determination, willpower, and do the right thing, that I would have more opportunities, that it wasn't over. And it's how we kind of got going again and turned it all around.
I'm curious, when in his life or career did you witness him want it the most when he could have given up?
He had promised a buddy of his he would cut this tree down in his backyard. So Dad goes over there, driving in a Cup Series, climbing in a tree, but he's got a chainsaw and he's just dangerous as hell. I'm scared to death. I'm probably about 8, 9 years old. And he comes down out of that tree and his glove sawed open all the way across the hand. And I was like, how long is that? I done it in the first 10 minutes I was up there. You believe that? That was one example of this guy's something different.
Earnhardt, he taps him.
Dale Earnhardt was the show me, don't tell me type. So for Junior, life lessons were often imparted real time.
I wasn't going to wreck him. Didn't mean to really turn around, meant to rattle his cage over.
There's a lot of great races that I'd seen as a kid, but the Winston in 1987, I watched that over and over, still today. That 10 laps right there kind of encompasses his whole mentality as a race car driver, and I think as a person and how he was in life. He was willing to do anything, and still today, it's really hard to digest that someone would go to those lengths. I was scared to be around him in that moment because he was so inspiring and so powerful.
From Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s perspective, the most important contribution of his NASCAR career isn't wins or championships. It's homage to his father's lasting influence.
I would love to just preserve his legacy, and that people always would celebrate him. That's a valuable brick in the foundation of this sport that I hope that never changes.